Welcome back to another episode of Decentralized Chain. It's Feroz bringing you the latest news, reviews, and blockchain tech. So if you want to learn more about crypto, about ICOs, about what's upcoming and what's hot and what's not, then feel free to subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button below, and really just to find out more about the crypto related stuff and what goes on. Now today I am joined by Qi Zhou, who is the CEO of QuarkChain. So welcome back to the show, Qi.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
Always great to have a familiar face. So I know that we spoke back in May, I think it was. So we're going back a good couple of months when I first reviewed QuarkChain, and obviously you were kind enough to give us an exclusive demo of the testnet back then as well. So a lot has changed certainly in the last couple of months, and I do have to say that not many ICOs have performed as well as QuarkChain has. You've done very well on the exchanges, you've done very well in terms of getting the message out, and so I always see really good things being mentioned about QuarkChain. And there's lots of new upcoming projects which are also highly rated amongst the crypto community that are also coming out on QuarkChain as their preferred platform. Now I suppose for those who are not familiar with the project or may have missed my review, and details are above in terms of if you want to see that, Qi, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who are you? How did you get into crypto? And more importantly, what's your elevator pitch? What is QuarkChain about? What problem are you solving? And what is the solution that you're bringing to crypto?
Hi, everyone. My name is Qi Zhou. I'm the CEO and founder of QuarkChain. I started cryptocurrencies in several years ago, but series started some ICOs and some projects last year together with some of my friends. They work in also venture capital, and then so I helped to start some technologies inside the blockchain, and also help to teach each other. So then I realized there's blockchain scalability issues, and I actually at the time I before I work at Google, and at the time I work at Facebook, and which work on their infrastructure, addressing a lot of scalability issues and play a lot of systems inside these big companies. And so when I read a lot of existing solutions, I feel there are a lot of improvement spaces by utilize existing mature solutions that are already well developed in the centralized world. That's why I started QuarkChain by trying to employ those technologies which I have for learned for several years. The basic idea is to we want to provide secure and decentralized scalable blockchain solutions with deliver more than for example 100,000 or even more on-chain transaction per second. So our team members are core team members are from Google and Facebook, all of them from infrastructure teams, so have extensive experience in the scalability solutions. And however, even though there are a lot of scalability solutions in centralized world, especially sharding, which is also key solutions to address all the Google, Facebook scalable systems. But there are quite a lot of solutions that are not best fit for the blockchain and sometimes can hardly apply to the blockchain. So our main task is to how to select these technologies and also put them together with the blockchain technologies so that we can enjoy the benefits of blockchain while can achieve greater scale.
Okay, so in terms of your roadmap, what's happened over the last, let's say, 2 months since we've last spoken? Where are you guys with QuarkChain? How far have you come along?
Yeah, actually we have two major updates. One major update is our testnet. Basically, we launched our public testnet on July the 7th. Everybody can browse testnet on testnet.quarkchain.io. The testnet will actually has 50 clusters with more than 6,000 nodes, and concurrently running more than 120 EVMs, with peak transaction per second to more than 14,000 transactions per second. in addition, we demonstrate this, give a live demo of our load test on July the 7th in front of 300 audiences. And so that's a major breakthrough of our development. Another is we also, probably a lot of people know that we have pretty successful cross sale and also be listed in Binance. So Binance is probably still the largest exchange and has very respected. And so be debug listed. Actually, only be listed in Binance is also difficult. So be debug listed in Binance, that will greatly help us to differentiate a lot of existing projects. And also have a very comprehensive reviews, including code reviews and also all aspects. And once they read the code and understand what's going on, and also definitely white papers, then we just move very quick. So that's why we debug listing in Binance a few days after we finish the ICO.
Okay. And so in terms of your mainnet, when can we expect your actual mainnet for QuarkChain?
We would love to launch our mainnet as soon as possible, but to be conservative, so we would like to launch at the end of this year.
Okay.
But if everything goes well, then maybe also be launch our mainnet ahead. In addition, a lot of projects, they said, hey, they can't wait to see work on the mainnet. So hey, just try our testnet and see what they can do. So there are a lot of activities around our testnets.
Okay. And so if we have a look at your team, have you expanded your team in any way to start sort of taking up? Because I've noticed a lot, and we'll talk about some of these a bit later actually. But I've seen quite a lot of popular ICO projects, and there's lots of mention with QuarkChain and all of that. So I suppose to a certain extent, with all these teams partnering and coming on board, I mean, it must have an impact in terms of the team sizes that you currently have as well, and whether you need to expand your team to accommodate all the additional partners that you're looking to partner with and work with, right? So, I mean, in terms of team, have you guys expanded your team since we last spoke?
Yeah, we expand our team pretty organically. So we have for example, 5 engineers from Google and Facebook work on our infrastructure of the QuarkChain. And also we have made a lot of progress in marketing, also business development. So right now we have 4 offices around the world, in Palo Alto and United States, and we have 2 offices in China, Beijing and Shanghai. And we recently opened our office in Korea, and we just named our head of career. He has 18 experience in both the marketing and business development, and he's local of Korea, so he can help us to better understanding Korean culture and also Korean local markets, because the Korean language is quite different.
So I read about this, and this is Jonathan Kim. Is that who's sort of heading up your? Yeah, and so in terms of Jonathan's background, I mean, what makes him so great to have as your BD in Korea, I suppose.
Yeah, so Jonathan King, he has 18 years a veteran in both business development, strategy, and marketing, a neighbor, which is one of mine, probably one of the most popular chatting messaging system in Asia.
Okay.
And also SK and Hanwha, and also he was the CMO in Hanwha's financial tech business.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think with his join in the QuarkChain, we will greatly help us to expand Korean market.
Okay.
And also, it's a great market with a lot of large volumes. So that's why we also want it at a very early stage.
Yeah, no, I can see why already. So, I mean, let's talk about partners, because every other ICO that I hear mentioned now seems to be partnering with QuarkChain or developing on QuarkChain. So let's talk about your bottom ecosystem. So who are your sort of main sort of partners that are sort of looking to start working with you going forward? Because I'm pretty certain that a lot of people who are tuning in will also be tuning in for those reasons as well. And so, I'd love to know a little bit more about what it is and why they're on your platform, what it is that you're providing with them. What is the partnership about beyond just having a name? Is there a purpose for them partnering with you?
Yeah. So we have been establishing our partnerships, especially with our testnet. We want more partners can easily understand what we can do via our testnet. So basically, we have three major directions in terms of partnerships.
Mm-hmm.
The first direction is like we have one-stop solutions for the blockchain. So the QuarkChain is basically like to address the scalability issues of the blockchain, but still there are a lot of several issues in the blockchain that need to solve fundamentally. One direction is, for example, decentralized database or big data, so that people can storage the data in a decentralized way on the network. So we collaborate with like QuarkChain in this area. And also, another is like off-chain solutions that we collaborate with the cellular network, so that they are able to execute off-chain solutions, not necessarily just like Lightning Network, but also more generalized state channel together with us. And also, we collaborate with Certic in terms of the security of the smart contracts. And we are also working with more like partners, also including, for example, possible sidechain, cross-chain, and also others. So there will be more surprise in this area. And another big direction is the protocol layer. Like for example, also like a vertical, some public chain, vertical public chain. That, for example, we collaborate with DRAP, which is basically a decentralized reputational ecosystem. And also we work with QuarkChain, which is public blockchain for try to address some business B2B issues, including like credibility issues, supply chain issues. And also we work with VPP, Well Promise. Basically, they are actually decentralized smart contracts that issue the financial contracts, for example, option derivatives. There's a lot of them like Anchor, decentralized cloud computing. So we would like to work with them so that we can provide like better like these protocols to help our like upper layer applications to utilize these protocols much easier, also in a mature way. And the third directions is the D applications. This is also a very major important part in our ecosystem, so that they can deliver. We want to have collaborate with these apps so that we can really deliver true values to our users. So for example, like Tripio, they are going to build like more like a decentralized maybe price line, and also Playtable, they have for example like a very large like iPad, but people can play board games on top of that.
So this is like I've read about this one, and this is like a blockchain console almost. So bringing consoles onto the blockchain. So like you've got PlayStation being a console, so this is kind of like a console being brought into blockchain. I did come across this project.
Yeah. And they have a very good pre-sale records, and actually I play it, and it's fantastic. And they want to also blockchain to address a lot of like the issues in the gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of others like including wallet, and also including prediction markets.
Okay. So those were the three sort of main layers in terms of sort of expanding, and clearly there's a lot of partnerships, and to me it looks like they're utilizing QuarkChain, they're building on QuarkChain, they're providing protocols as well as dApps on QuarkChain as well. So you've got some good use cases, I suppose, all around, which is quite good. In terms of actually driving more adoption, community awareness, what are you guys doing in that space for like awareness, and I'm not going to say hype, but more awareness generation?
Yeah. So one we have also been working on this awareness hype also in the QuarkChain community. One aspect is that we are going to build our like a QuarkChain ecosystem foundation. The basic is to help to help build our ecosystem for like a projects in two different categories. One is the project that will really work on us, but they need initial funding to bootstrap, and so we want to help them from our eco fund, and also help their following procedure like both marketing, business development, all this with our resources. And another category is this: we want to also help some traditional IT companies that already have tons of users, but they have no idea. They want to we can utilize our experience to help them to see, hey, what's the best way to enter the blockchain market. And so with this ecosystem, we are able to make our like all this, make this, like for example, this project development, all this thing, both including ecosystem and also community grows much faster.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition, we are also have 9 projects that are going to raise our QKC tokens, besides other tokens like Ether. And also, and those 9 projects, we have a very high criteria to select these projects, have and deep collaborations with our ecosystem. And so they would like to raise our tokens so that they are able to use these tokens to further like develop their projects as a field on our platform. And then we also will have the AMA with these projects with our community members to introduce them and teach our community members to understand this project and how they can collaborate, how we can work together. Actually, we already finished the 2 AMAs with them last week, and which received very well receptions. A lot of community members asked questions, and then the projects also answered the question in different areas, and they are also very happy. Our community members are very happy that they are able to accept the QKC in their fundraising.
Okay. And in terms of, I suppose, beyond this, you recently launched the public testnet. Is that something you can take us through today?
Of course. Let me share my screen. Okay, cool. Right. So this is our public testnet. Basically, everyone is able to access this testnet via the public link testnet.quarkchain.io.
Mm-hmm.
So the testnet has a basic feature both in terms of wallet, smart contract, and block explorer, and statistics of network, and also network topology, load test, and faucet. Mm-hmm. So let me first go through the network. Basically, now the system, this will give you a big picture of the network, which runs 256 shards with 50 cluster with more than 6,000 nodes. And here you can tell how these nodes are basically connected with each other. Basically, the cluster are connected with each other.
And these sort of nodes are geographically dispersed, right? They're not in sort of one single location. So actually, up here at the top, you've got West Coast, and you've got all the regions.
Yeah, so it's a bit different regions: US West, US East, London, Frankfurt, and also Singapore. So they are all interconnected in different continental. And there are more detailed information of these clusters. And here also list all the IP address in all this network.
Okay.
Okay, and so now, for example, I can also borrow, for example, any block in the network. So this tells what other data in each block, and also there are like hash pointers and time, and also tell the statistics of this of the network, and can browse all the blocks in each shard and also the corresponding transactions. So and then there's a wallet feature that I can use this wallet to, for example, transfer tokens. So suppose I have another wallet that with different address, so I can transfer this token and with different amounts. I'll get some, which is very similar to my is a wallet and generate a transaction and submit these transactions, and can tell the details of the transactions regarding how many and how was gas fee, signatures, and all the detailed information. And so since this is a cross-shard transaction, it will take a bit time to be confirmed, so I will go through the rest. And in addition, we have a load test. Basically, it will periodically generate a lot of traffic network, for example, roughly 3 million transactions to the network, so that we can reproduce our transaction number, which is more than 10,000 transactions per second, like every like I think 6 or 8 hours. So here I give just a live load test in this demo. Okay, so this basically generate the traffic. So you will first generate the traffic and then feed all this traffic. Now the transaction per second is increasing. So we need to refresh the now 200. Now it's 600. So it's keep generating. And actually, we can go back to stats, so we can see that actually for each block that contains all the transactions which we just submitted. See all the details of these transactions with each block, and all of these transactions is mimic the real transactions with different source and destinations and with true signatures. And so let's go back to load test. Now is 4,000 transactions per second, and so we see it how also the per shard transaction per second and the number of the transactions that's still pending in each shard. Right now 6,000. Okay.
And earlier you mentioned you've been able to push this to 14,000.
That's the peak number we observed.
Okay.
So in general, we can easily reach more than 10,000 transactions per second. So 7,000, and so 8,000, and so you can see. So 8,000, because there's so 9,000. We need to refresh. So you see the historical load tests we have performed before. Oops. Looks like there's some still blocked with a fork. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, probably need some time, but oops.
Still impressive, regardless. I mean, you know, in terms of getting it up to those transactions per second.
Yeah, yeah. Let's see. It's running happily. Yeah. This is the point. Oops. Yeah. Probably may need to. Looks like there's some. Should you think I should?
But that's fine. That's the whole point of a test net, right? As in, it's never ever going to be, 100% on point, and you will experience certain issues. But
there's some, I guess there's some block that probably is creating some stale block that causing the transaction per second lower. So probably I can resume. We can also deploy smart contracts. Like, for example, I can demonstrate a sample smart contract to be deployed, and let's specify some limit. And there's a transaction being submitted to the network. It's pending. So this is it goes higher. Okay, probably there's some steel block that creates. So it goes to a bit higher. Okay, now you see the smart contract has been deployed, and I can interact with these smart contracts with the smart contract address which I just created. So we can access the smart contract and select a function, like for example block number, which was created, and then we can, for example, set some value in the smart contract and write it. This will create another transaction, basically write a smart contract, write the data to the smart contract, so it's pending. Oh, now, yeah, it goes back to more than 10,000 transactions.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess there's some stale blocks that create the transaction goes lower. And so now this is a smart contract now being written so that I can now read the smart contract. See, this is what the data I just written to the smart contract. Hello. So, yeah. But this is basically all the main features of the smart contract of the testnet we have. So, any question?
And anyone can come here and test this out for themselves, right? They just go to testnet.quarkchain.io, and I mean, how do you get access to your testnet?
Yeah, this is the link, testnet.quarkchain.io, that everyone can access the network and see what I have done of this load test.
But do I just register on that site? Do I need to get tokens in order to use it? How do I actually
interact? Oh yeah, so we will distribute our basically our we will distribute our testnet tokens.
Okay.
To our people, to our community members who have passed KYC and have scores, and then we also will distribute the tokens for the new community members, as long as they demonstrate some simple, pass some simple test, and then they will be able to basically, there's a called faucet here, which will help to allocate some token.
Got it.
For the users who want to test our network.
So similar to the there's like an Ethereum faucet for the Ethereum test network, where you tend to go up and tweet, and then you get test Ethereum tokens. So you've got the QuarkChain faucet here to get additional balance.
Yes.
Okay. That's really impressive, Qi, in terms of having the testnet up and running and sort of fully functional. Some impressive speeds as well that we're seeing overall. So yeah, no, thank you for that demo. So that was kind of going through the wallet. You've got sort of wallet element there with all the sort of various split shard transactions. You've got the smart contract that we've kind of seen. You've also got the blockchain explorer which is quite cool. And then you've also got all the low test transactions per second going through. So it does paint, you know, a good picture in terms of the sort of capabilities of your testnet overall. So yeah, that's really impressive. So thank you, Qi. That was thank you for your time, and thank you for giving us an update in terms of, you know, where QuarkChain is. It's very impressive in terms of, you know, the partnerships that you guys have got going on. Certainly looking at a number of ICOs that are coming out, and, you know, ultimately they're looking to build on QuarkChain. So that does speak in itself. And, you know, these aren't small ICOs either. You know, if we kind of take a look at DXChain, take a look at Anchor, you know, they are making a lot of sounds, you know, within the crypto community as a whole. So it's always impressive to see, you know, at such an early stage that these particular ICOs are looking to build on QuarkChain themselves. So yeah, so thank you for that. Qi, if you wouldn't mind sharing your webcam, because I think we can just see your screen now. So if you want to share your webcam over. I mean, is there anything else you want to let us know, or let the community know? What should else we tuned in for before we kind of wrap up our interview?
Yeah, sure. We will basically have a monthly events with our testnet. There are a lot of interesting, funny things that will be running on testnet. Like, we'll quickly announce the details. So that we help our community members to get more insight of our technologies, and also we will also publish a series of posts to highlight our the more internal technologies of QuarkChain, especially why they are in which part of the system they are inspired from centralized world, and how we incorporate them in the blockchain. And also another major will be we will also have some open source probably in the following months. So we welcome also like developer communities to help us to make the technology much solid and mature.
Great. Well, thank you, Qi. As I said, always a pleasure catching up with yourself and the QuarkChain team in general. So thank you for taking the time to really give us and the community an update in terms of where we're going. And, you know, we'll certainly stay tuned into Telegram and Twitter to see exactly what's to come. So thanks, Qi. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, a great pleasure.
Thanks.